Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to Midnight Raceway Park. I'm Steve, and this Decide Your Ride tournament features extreme engines. 13 of the 16 cars were picked. And here are the matchups for round 1. But first, last week I opened up my Patreon where I am posting much more unique content, including a lounge, event calendar, showcases, early access to Decide Your Ride, behind the scenes, Stunt-Lab videos, mini races. You can become a track sponsor and monthly giveaways. There's a link in the description. Now let's get to the action. First up, we have Night Shifter driven by the Diecast Shepherd, going up against Sweet 16 driven by Four House Games. Close times, but Sweet 16 sweeps the first matchup. Next up is Hoto Roto driven by Grateful Sam and Twin Mill 3. Hoto Roto wins the matchup with 3 wins to the 1 win by Twin Mill 3. Here we have Ralph's Racers Jr. driving the Rocket Oil Special, facing 0 HP Racing in the Dodge Daytona. Rocket Oil Special shuts out the 69 Dodge Daytona. Now let's watch Goliath Dave and the Screamin' Hauler take on the Turbo. Raymond Hauler moves on with a 3-1 takedown of Turbo. Toxic Rock Racing and the Mod Mill will match up with Hollowback, which is driven by Dog Squab Racing. Close times resulted in a 2-2 tie, but Hollowback's average time of 2.5 beats Mod Mill by 0.03 of a second. Next up, we have Cruise Bruiser going up against Crazy 8, driven by Ralph's Racers. In another close matchup, Crazy 8 wins 3-1. Now we get to see Roger Dodger 2.0, driven by Kirky G D20, going up against Headstarter, driven by Diecast Daily Driver. Going back and forth, the 2-2 tie was broken by Roger Dodger's better average time of 2.468 to the Headstarter's average time of 2.479. In the final matchup, RWA Racing, driving the Power Rocket, faces Hammerhead Diecast Racing, piloting the Salt Shaker. Both vehicles turned in some very impressive times, tied 2-2, and it's truly disappointing that one of them has to go home so early. Unfortunately for RWA Racing, Power Rocket will be going home and Salt Shaker will be moving on with an average time of 2.455, just 0.02 of a second faster than Power Rocket. Here's the summary of round 1. Hey folks, if you like my races, I would appreciate it if you'd hit that like button. If you're not already, please consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss any of my races. If you know other people who might like my content, please share this video. And lastly, I read and reply to the comments left in my videos. So let me know what you liked, what you disliked, or what you'd like to see in the future. I really appreciate your support. Moving on to round 2 and the oval course. Here are your matchups for round 2. First up, we have Hodo Rodo up against Sweet 16. Hodo Rodo takes the first 3 races to move on. Next up, we have Screamin' Hauler going up against Rocket Oil Special. Another sweep as Rocket Oil Special takes 3 in a row, sending Screamin' Hauler home. Now we have Crazy 8 going up against Hollowback. No sweep in this matchup as the cars split 2-2, but Hollowback's time of 5.945 beats out 6.175 by Crazy 8 to move on. For our last matchup of round 2, we have Roger Dodger 2.0 going up against Salt Shaker. while turning in some very good times, Salt Shaker beats Roger Dodger 3-1. Here's a summary of round 2. Now it's time to tackle the mountainside track for round 3. And here are your matchups. For the first of 2 matchups in this round, we have Hodo Rodo going up against Rocket Oil Special. Although Hodo Rodo laid down the fastest time and took the first race, Rocket Oil Special came back to win the last 3 and moves on. The second matchup in this round is Salt Shaker going up against Hollowback. This time Salt Shaker takes 3 out of 4 and moves on to the finals. Here is your summary of round 3. For the championship round, both vehicles, Rocket Oil Special and Salt Shaker, will be competing on all 3 tracks. Here is the bracket as it stands right now. And first up, cars will be competing on the drag strip. So the championship comes down to this: Salt Shaker, driven by Hammerhead Diecast Racing, and Rocket Oil Special, driven by Rouse Racers. Salt Shaker sweeps on the drag strip to take an early advantage. And now we move on to the oval course. Rocket Oil Special wins the oval course with 3 wins to the Salt Shakers 1, evening things up as we head over to the mountainside track, where one of these two, Hammerhead Diecast Racing or Ralph's Racers Jr., will be crowned champion. Rocket Oil put up a great effort, but in the end, Salt Shaker simply had too much speed. Congratulations to Salt Shaker's driver, Hammerhead Diecast Racing. Hammerhead Diecast Racing, just email me at midnight.raceway.park@gmail.com with your shipping address so I can send you your prize. Here are some summary stats from the final round. And here are the wins by round. I want to thank everybody that participated in this tournament. I really appreciate all of your support. And please take care of yourselves, and I'll be back soon. Bye. Just when you thought you were done with me, one final plug for my Patreon. Again, it only costs $2.99 a month, and if you email me before February 15th, I'll give you that first month for free.